Hi, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Thank you for joining this session on the weekend in the morning. I'm sure this time of yours will be worth it. So the session is going to be very important, and we also have few upcoming sessions lined up. It's not few actually. There's a lot of events going on. So we do have the Agent Force workshop. The one that is happening today is the first one, and then the next weekend on 25th. So we're going to continue on with this session with the second part. This will be the same hands-on training, and if you are already attending the automation studio sessions, we have started the deep dive series. Tim has already done 2 sessions. Tim and Amy has done 2 sessions. They are on the YouTube channel already. You can go and check that. And then this week, we do have 2 sessions by Anthony. Continuing on, we do have these sessions every Friday. So every Friday, 8 a.m., we'll be continuing on with the deep dive sessions. There are 4 more sessions lined up, which we haven't published yet, but they're coming up. So there's a lot. If you have time and you have the passion to learn, so this is your chance to learn the ins and outs of the automation studio. We are making sure that we are covering each and every use case. And thanks to Tim for coordinating on this. So he has a few more use cases that has he listed. So that will be published soon. And the next one, I'm very excited to share with you about the Agent Force series. So this series is something special and unique. Besides the workshop that you're attending today, this is the workshop is more about building in the trail org, and this fundamental series is more about what is Agent Force. It's more conceptual, I would say, less on hands-on and more on concepts. So this in this series, we are trying to cover all the features of the Agent Force. What are the use cases, the technical features, and project implementation approaches. And we also have a roundtable Ask Me Anything panel, wherein you will get an opportunity to ask any questions with the experts. So we have 7 sessions lined up in this series. So everything is on the user group. You can follow the Boston user group or the Salesforce Global Bootcamp user group. I will share the link. Tim, you also share the link of the Boston group. So we will have all these sessions over there. You can choose which session you want to attend, or if you want to attend all the sessions, you have to register separately to each of the sessions. That's something which is a challenge, but you can choose. If you only wanted to attend one of these, you can choose and register only to that. And this is it. And after this Agent Force series, we do have more. We're actually working on a lot of stuff to help you learn. So after this fundamental series, we do have the Agent Force series for the marketers. So that will be more focused on the marketing use cases. So we already have amazing use cases that are lined up, and we do have MVPs and experts um, sharing their insights on the marketing use cases and so on. And also we are planning for the marketing on core, which covers the growth and the advanced as well. So there's a lot happening behind the scenes. Just wanted to share it with you. So you are the first people to know about the upcoming series. So make sure that you join the groups, so you will get automated notifications whenever we are publishing an event or some changes are happening. You will get notified of the all the upcoming sessions, or you can follow our LinkedIn pages where we publish all the sessions that are happening. And with that, Tim, I will let you take it over.
Thank you, JB. That's fantastic. What an exciting lineup that's coming up. Just amazing. So yeah, the core of this session today is hands-on, like JB said, it's hands-on right in the platform. So Agentforce published a fantastic training workshop that's got multiple different steps that you can build your first prompt, you can build your first agent, you can build a service agent, all different types of stuff. Super wonderful. And so we're going to be going through that a little bit today. So the first part we're going to do is get everybody set up on an Agentforce enhanced org. It's got all the bells and whistles. It's got Data Cloud. It's got Einstein. It's got Agentforce. You can do prompts. it's got Experience Cloud, and it's got all this data loaded up that which will be able to fuel all of the use cases that follow throughout. The next exercise we'll get to today is to build our first prompt. So it'll be very cool. It's a field generation prompt that builds and populates using custom text to fill out, do some cool copywriting for you as a great use case. And then, of course, building your first agent. So, and then if we can get to it, if we can't, we can always cover it next Saturday to build that first agent. So like JB said at the beginning of the call, we're looking for people to, who are interested to volunteer, share their screen. We're going to walk through steps to do this. We're not going to go fast. We're going to take our time. The goal is at the end of this call, if everybody is set up with an org where they can go and explore and play around with Agentforce, that's the goal. That's all we want to do is make sure that everyone's set up. So we're not going to move super fast and leave others behind. So please raise your hand if you have a question as we're going through it. We don't want to move to the next step until everyone's covered, just so that everyone has the ability to build along the line. So we'll kick that off in a second. Just have a couple of things we wanted to talk about. So again, this was training that was provided by the Agentforce group. They reached out to all community group leaders and trained us, for the most part. I mean, it was a couple of hours of intense training. We did some exploring on our end. So, we're still learning about Agentforce as well. So it's sort of collectively learning together, but that's sort of the, where all this came together. Now, when you set up this org, they've created this Coral Clouds Resorts use case. So it's like a resort on an island. You're playing multiple different roles. You might be the resort manager. You might be the marketer, all of that. And so we're looking to enhance, the experiences of the guests staying at those resorts. So you'll see how those use cases come out. And like we said, we're going to be getting your hands-on exposure to Prompt Builder, Agentforce, and Data Cloud. We're probably going to focus on Prompt Builder and Agentforce first and foremost. We might get to Data Cloud if we have some more time. Just want to ask in the chat, anybody done Agentforce? Anybody done Prompt Builder? Has anyone dug into the platform with a trailhead or an exercise and done any of this? Is this new to everyone on the call? Okay, as part of training, fantastic. Okay, I guess we might have one person who's gone through this. Okay, Michelle, excellent, fantastic. So for some of the, please help go, as we're building out these use cases, please pipe in and share your insights. We can sort of, change the direction of how we're doing the training depending on what we're doing. We just did an in-person session this Wednesday and had a lot of really good feedback from people who had been building and sort of brought us in a new perspective. So, okay, so fantastic. Okay, new, Janet, fantastic. So Prompt Builder, it's really at the core of Agentforce. It's taking that data that usually we're going to be bringing in from Data Cloud or Salesforce CRM, and you're grounding all of that data and enhancing it with these hopefully not too complex prompts, but very detailed prompts to send that off to the LLM of your choice, to have that come back with that enhanced, that AI-driven data, which you will see. So this is the core functionality within Agentforce. We're going to be building at least one prompt today, going through that whole process. So super excited for that. Let's see, next slide. And then agents, right? This is sort of what brings it all to life. You can, we're going to be building agents that you can sort of see in the background, that you might interact as a salesperson or a service person. And then when we build that service agent, we're actually going to build an agent on a customer-facing chatbot on an Experience Cloud side. So, Agentforce is really the action part of it, the front-facing part of it, brings in all these different actions, prompts, and flows and activities to really actionize your agent. Really, like Mark Benioff said, building that digital labor, that agent that can do not just answer, questions on a chat, but can, create objects to, drop people into campaigns, feed them to Marketing Cloud, to create, custom emails, all of that stuff. Amazing part of Agentforce. Okay, yes, another one from Space Coast. Okay. Well, thank you, Michelle. Yes, it might be very similar. Your perspective will be very helpful as we go through this. And then Data Cloud. So there's a lot of good exercises on Data Cloud. For those who have an exposure to it, we're going to be leveraging data from Data Cloud in this use case. There are a lot of fantastic exercises of ingesting data, modeling that data, unifying, some great exercises there. Again, this will sort of be on our third level of emphasis. Going to be focusing more on Prompt Builder and Agentforce, but it is a fantastic part. Now we know why they made a big deal out of Data Cloud these last couple of years, because it is front and center in Agentforce. It powers everything with that amazing data. So we'll drop a link in the chat for this workshop. So like I said at the beginning of this session, we want to make sure that everyone has an org set up, because there are an extensive amount of these workshop chapters. Now, we're going to only go through a couple exercises today, but you can go off on your own and you can do any of these. If you want to go do a deep dive on Data Cloud, you can go ahead and do that. If you want to do Prompt Builder, whatever you want to do. The most important thing is to make sure you have an org that's all set up the way you need to do it so that you can do all these exercises. Okay, hands-on. So this is what, let me just drop into the channel this, oops. Let me just do out of here. Let me drop this into the channel. This is the link to that workshop series that has breaks down all the different exercises. And then, so part of the, my exercise of going through this and trying to understand it, then also just approving this all out, I did a couple of blogs on these exercises as well, and did a lot more detailed screen shares. The exercises in the first link are fantastic, absolutely wonderful. Very clear, very easy to follow. You can sort of choose which way you want. If you're more of a visual person where you like to see a lot of screens with do this, do that, do that, then the second link might be a little bit more helpful. And for me, it was helpful to just to sort of, make sure it worked for me, and I sort of blog while I was doing it. And then there's a couple of spots where, as we're going through it, you'll see that there's some things that you need to do that aren't necessarily covered in that first link. You sort of have to know a little about Salesforce. That's covered in the second link. It's a little bit more detailed for those little gotchas where things didn't necessarily work totally as expected. So you've got some options there depending on how you want to learn. Okay, so we're going to go to our first exercise, which is get access to an Agentforce org. And wanted to offer up anybody on the channel who wants to share their screen, and we will walk through as a group, having you get a setup for Agentforce. Anybody interested? And if not, totally cool. You don't have to volunteer. I can take this one and we can walk through it together. But any volunteers?
So everyone, while Tim or anybody else is demonstrating, you also sign up and follow through the same steps in your own orgs. I think we have Jay
Yes,
who wants
please.
to help. So you should be having sharing access. Yeah, you should have all the access, Jay. Please take it. You can share your screen.
You know what? Sharing is the most difficult button.
So, did you find that? Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And I'm following the link that you up, correct?
Yeah. Well, let's go to the second link, Jay, that's in the chat, the how to Agentforce. That might just give us a little bit more of a hands-on walkthrough. There's a couple of little nuances in the setup that might be helpful related to the Experience Cloud part of it. So it's the, let me just drop that in the channel again. This link would be the one if we want to start with. You want to click on that, that will we'll be able to just follow that document and go from there.
All right, this is the one, right?
Cool. Okay, awesome. Yep. You can scroll down a little bit, and then there is a link which is going to go back to the workshop training. So I think if you click on that, it'll probably open up a new, open up in a new tab. That's fantastic. Yeah, so you're going to come back to this documentation, and then this will, okay, fantastic. Now, if you go to the self-service workshop setup, yeah, right there. And then if you click on that quick start, explore the core, yep. Fantastic. Yeah, and I think if you scroll down to the bottom, you should see an opportunity to get a playground at the very bottom of this trailhead. Oh, there you go. So we'll say, get started for free. And you just need to log in with your Trailhead account or Trailhead email. Awesome. I think you just need to check that box. Yeah, perfect. And create a playground. Now it should take about a minute or less. You should receive an email that will allow you to, the traditional org setup, where you'll get an email. It's going to have a username that you're going to want to record and sort of save that in a space. And then it should have a link for you to go in and it'll allow you to set up a password. And you know, it's up to you whether if you want to share your password or not, given this is just a demo org. And just checking with the group, is everyone sort of doing the same thing on your own? You know, let us know if we're going too fast. Let us know if anybody had a problem connecting their Trailhead account so that you could get that email. Just let us know if we need to pause and help anybody with Trailhead. I'm assuming hopefully everyone's on Trailhead. You never know. Okay, so you got an email, fantastic, and you're able to log in. Okay, fantastic. And then I think if you hit Connect Playground, then that should be connecting.
Just doing that.
Okay, fantastic.
All right, this is my playground.
Awesome, awesome. And you were able to click on that connect button too. So if you go, yep. And then if you hit connect, yep. Yeah, I think that might bring in some data
as well.
Might be, yes, you might, yeah, you might want to log out of that tab that you had logged or just close it. I think you have to ask you to log back in. Awesome. You save your username, your password. Okay, yeah. So this gives you some access to some features and functionality. Yep, and you can hit save it. And then I think if you click launch, that should work. Fingers crossed. Yay, we've got an org, fantastic. Okay, so let's go back to the instructions, the first tab. Yep, and then if you scroll down a bunch, so we've covered a lot of this. You can see a lot of these screens. Again, this gives you a lot of the screen captures where there's the email. So, gives you a good visual tour of all the things that, we're creating a password, connecting the playground, so that's important. Then you have to log back in. So we saw that happen with, with Jay on that. And then the allow access, we sort of saw how that came through. And then also save it, and then the launch. I think that effectively gives you all the data that you need. It's that connectivity, and then there's more. So yeah, that's the next step, is we need to install the Coral Cloud base package. So it should be that, yep, we want to copy that URL. Yep. And then we want to paste it in the URL after lightning.force.com. Yep. Yep, nice. And then I'll hit return. And then this might just take a second. Any questions from the group? Everybody with us? Okay.
So we are saying
install
for admins only, right?
Yep, that's fine. You can. It basically says you can just click install, but you know a lot about this, Jay. You can probably customize it depending on your use case. For those who are, familiar with this, but it might just take a second to do that. While we're waiting for that, I think we can go back to the instructions and take a look at the next step. So again, it tells you how to paste it in, just for those who are, sort of see the example. Just validates that you just want to keep it as is. And then your next screen, you should, so yeah, that was that third-party access that you already knew about, granting access. Click and continue. And then it should take about a minute, might be, by the time we go back there, it might be done. Any questions so far from anybody? Any issues as you're building orgs on your own? So far, so good. It's relatively straightforward, right? I think we've all sort of gone through these exercises, getting those. Yay! Hit done. Awesome. Cool. So then let's go back to,
Assign the
and then we
permission.
just need to assign some permission sets. If you click on the Coral Cloud permission set, yep. And then you can hit yep, manage assignment. And then we're going to, yep. We'll select your user, and check the box. Yep. And then we're going to hit, yep, that's good, makes sense. And then assign them.
No expiration, that's good. Right, assign. Yeah, we got the assignments done for permission sets.
Okay. Yeah, I think if you have to click that done button too down there.
Oh,
just,
yeah, yes.
It
Thank
might
you.
just take you back, but yeah.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Cool. Awesome. All right, so we're cruising, looking good. Got those permission sets signed.
Got
Yeah,
this one.
just sort of walking through those screens that you saw.
Did assign, verify the access. Okay, now lab.
I didn't even say done. So okay, good. All right, next up is to load sample data.
So we go to launching.
Yeah.
Sample. Nodes, that's good. Input sample data. All right, clicking the button.
Sounds good. Awesome.
With the sample data.
Cruising. Looking good.
This was done. This is good. All right. Install it, setup cloud experience site. Install performance, confirm, install. Install, this one. Install.
Yeah, and we might run into this error. And we've been seeing this every time that I've done this. And this wasn't actually documented in that other link. But we've got some instructions that follow on how to solve that.
Where it allows you to enable the experience bundle metadata API experience settings. Oh, okay. Let's see. Ah,
Yeah, same error. I think it's at that, yeah, in that experience management settings. I think it's up a little bit further. It was in that first block of
this one?
options, a little further up. And then, yeah, there you
Thank
go.
you. Yep.
There you go. Yep.
Save that
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, I think I just need to paste that in again and hope it'll work.
Site install.
Cool. Everyone okay with what we just walked through as far as that fix? Please
Okay, this is the one.
let us know if
Install.
we
Okay.
need to.
Here we go.
Okay. Cool. Good. Let's see if we, okay, still doing its thing. And then I think that's pretty much it. That after that we can, I think the only step to do is just to go into the 9 dots and see if we can find the Coral Cloud experience just so that we can sort of see it, the sales interface. Yeah, so let's go into the 9 dots and just type in Coral and take a look at.
Yep,
Yeah.
you both of them.
Cool. Awesome. I mean, there's a couple more steps that you can do for developer. If you're interested, there's Salesforce CLI, there's installing Visual Studio, and authorizing the org. But you know, those are more developer focused. So you know, certainly you can follow those if you have an interest in doing that.
Yeah, I already have the Visual Studio with me, so I'm good with that.
Okay, cool. Jay, can we just take a look at your org and let's go to, isn't it the company information page that determines how long you'll have access to this org? I'm kind of curious to see now that you've set this up, just because I was hard for me to figure out how long this lasted. It definitely lasts over a week, but I wanted to see if the group could help figure out like when does this expire?
Does it say any place where it expires?
Which is good, right? I mean, you could just keep using this.
Last time I did in one of the training sessions, that was just for 30 days, pure.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
But,
So maybe it's 30 days. It doesn't say that anywhere though. Like
yeah,
it
doesn't say
doesn't,
anything.
you know.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Expires 1/21/25.
January 25th.
1/21. I mean, that's like 3 days from now.
Yeah.
But where do we see that on Jay's installation?
No, I think it's in the trailhead when you're,
You're getting the org
yeah.
on that screen when you're creating the
Oh,
playground. That's when it says when it's going to
it
expire.
says it on the trailhead
The
page.
playground, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Right there.
right here, yeah.
Okay.
Ah,
Interesting. Okay. Wow. Hopefully that's not the case. I've done a bunch of these and they're still active. I did one like a month and a half ago and it's still working for me. So, okay. So yeah, I think you should be hopefully it goes a little bit longer. But anyway, cool. Thanks everyone for chiming in on that. Appreciate that. Okay, that was exercise 1, getting an org. Any questions from anybody else on the call? Everyone got orgs that you're all set up to play around with Agentforce and Prompt Builder and such? Okay. We, again, for those who might have joined a little bit later, we are looking for hands-on builders to go through these exercises. Jay, thank you for volunteering to take us through and doing an excellent job. We can keep going with Jay if he's up for it. Or is there another person who wants to share their screen? And the next exercise, which seemed to make sense, is to do the first exercise in Prompt Builder. But wanted to check to see with the group to see if anybody else wanted to share their screen and just have the team walk through it together. Anybody interested? You can just share interest in the chat. Okay. Jay, are you interested in keep going?
sure, no
Take a
worries.
break?
I can share it. It's fine.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. So let's go back to the self-service setup over there, your first tab. Let's go take a look at the, so if you open up Prompt Builder on the left, yeah. So you can sort of see in the order of how they present it, Data Cloud is first. And there are some projects that you need to do later on that require some Data Cloud work. Like when you're importing with an S3 bucket, you have to go through some of the setups in Data Cloud. But the Prompt Builder exercise does not require anything from Data Cloud. But there's quite a few of some great exercises in there for Data Cloud, but we kind of wanted just to dive right into Prompt Builder. So the first one we're doing, it seemed to make sense, is that exercise 1, create a field generation template. Yep. And so there's this version of it if you want. And then I also dropped in the channel the one that I blogged that has, like Jay was going through, and you could sort of see some of the more of the screen captures. But Jay, if it makes sense, maybe we'll follow this documentation this time, just to sort of see. I mean, this is very complete and it's fantastic. If that made sense, we can just sort of follow this guideline, so we can just do a comparison just to see if that made sense.
Yeah, either way is fine.
Okay, cool. So yeah, we'll have you start. I guess the first part is we're going to go to setup and go and turn on Einstein. I mean, which is cool because your regular org does not have this. This is the cool part, you know. It's like this org has So much stuff, like packed.
Setup. Select Einstein's. Like,
Yep. And turn on Einstein.
Okay.
Okay, excellent. You might need to refresh. Sometimes it takes a second for Prompt Builder to appear. That is what that's doing. In addition to, yeah, there you go. Yay. Create a template.
Template. Create generation.
Yeah, I get to copy. They give you a prompt, which is nice, right? I mean, creating a prompt's not easy. And it's nice that they give you all this, some really good instructions. The resort provides experiences guests can book throughout the day, write a marketing description. So that's kind of nice to know, make it sound unique and exciting. So if you're not familiar with writing prompts, Salesforce does a great thing, providing you with, I mean, the cool part is the data connectivity, pulling in those CRM fields, but they also provide these cool prompt guidelines, right? How you should be writing prompts, which is, I think, it's not new to everybody. So, okay, awesome. Sorry. You're cranking. Yep. So now that we're doing the grounding, right, where we're looking. So I think if you go to current, if you click on current, yep. So we'll start with organization name. Fantastic. So I think it's good to, you can just highlight it. And then if you go up to resource, and then we're going to go to current organization. You see that the third one. Yep. And then we're going to look for name there. So, yeah, you could use that. Perfect. There you go. And then you can delete the organization name. Yeah. And so in the documentation, if everyone's following along, gives you that prompt, and then they walk you through how to select. So experience will be under experience. Yeah. And then experience name. Yeah. Perfect. Right. And this is just bringing in those fields from CRM under those objects. Duration hours. This one is activity level. Nice. And capacity. What I love about this is clicks no code, right? I mean, look at it. Everything is there for you. You don't have to know. You don't have to search and find, hey, what's the field name of that, that object? What's the API name of the field? It does that for you, which is kind of cool. So it's handy. Awesome. Nice work. That was super fast. And then, yeah, in that related record, I think if we want to type in Aqua, I think it's AQ. There you go. Paradise. And then save and preview. So So here we go. It's sending out that data, right? All that data you came in, you can sort of see it there now on the left, right? It's a resort pool, fitness and exercise, duration is 3, experience name, and then it generated that, you know, pretty descriptive response. Pretty awesome to see that created. And I think, like we had seen it, this is going to be what we're going to populate in the description field for that experience, so that when that consumer who, say, this guest, and they're like shopping around for different experiences, different thing when they're in the resort, and they stop by here, like, wow, look at how amazing this experience sounds. You know, I'm excited here. So yeah, cool. I think you just need to activate. Cool. Awesome. Any questions from anybody on what Jay just built there, building your first prompt? Any questions on assigning, grounding all of those values in the prompt itself? Okay, cool. Okay, next we need to pull this over into CRM and be able to have it be actionable in the CRM platform. I think it was the other, yeah, if you go back, yeah, I think it's, yeah, there you go.
This results.
Yeah. I don't know where that other one was taking you. I had to log in again. That was weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's even prompting you to assign that prompt template, which is awesome. Like guiding you, it knew that we were doing this training today. Awesome. There's your prompt, right? It's pulling up the prompt. There's that copy you just saw. And look at what was there before. Join our aqua fitness class in the pool, a refreshing way to improve strength and flexibility in a tropical setting. And this is what we're replacing with, right? Doing that job of a copywriter. Cool, awesome. Yeah, and you can hit save. There you go. Yeah, so that's field generation template in prompt builder. Okay, so Solomon, yes, I wanted to know how to learn the prompt writing for more other scenarios other than Trailhead modules. Okay, cool. So Solomon, have you done, what was there a use case that you had an interest in as far as something that you were looking to explore the feature functionality of the prompt builder? Okay. Okay, so that completes prompt builder number 1. Nice job, Jay. We're moving very quickly. This is awesome. Anybody have any questions? Everyone else able to build right along with themselves as they're with everybody else in the group? Any questions? Okay, awesome. All right, so we could go to the next exercise if that made sense. Any other volunteers to build, wants to share their screen and do the next exercise? Anybody? No? Okay. Jay, are you okay? Still
Yeah,
screen
that's fine.
sharing and learning with us?
Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
Awesome. So yeah, I mean, we could stay in Prompt Builder. We could go into the Agents tab. That first Agents got some cool stuff there. I don't know. What do we all think? What do you think, Jay? It really should be up to you. You're driving.
I think whatever drives the value to these to this particular team, if you think that agent is going to give that exposure of creating the agent and that will give value for this particular forum, I think then we should go with agent.
Okay, I think it's a good idea. That sort of gives a little bit. We did a little dabbling in Prompt Builder. There's another couple exercises you want to explore, and on that end, let's get into the agent side of it. I agree. Let's do exercise 1.
Yep.
Getting started with an Agentforce agent.
All right.
And then exercise 2 is also pretty awesome.
So we are doing the exercise 1 for agent, correct?
Correct.
All right, good. So use it, set up, and click set up agents.
Yep. Turn on that toggle. And you might need to refresh. There you go.
There we go.
Agentforce default. There it is. Okay, I think it wants you to remove those 2 topics that are there first.
Yep.
Just to clear them out. Yeah. We're going to be creating a new one. Yep. Correct. New topic. And you're just copying pasted from fields that are provided. Handy. Yeah. Select all the agents, actions. Yeah, pretty simple. Yeah. All right, let's see if this works. High priority cases open. Yeah, when I first took this training and I went through this, it worked, but it's not now, which is kind of interesting. So let's see how we can figure this out. Maybe we can figure out why this isn't showing those cases. I'm kind of curious. And like look at the actions and figure out why it's not.
Okay, so let's go to agent, right?
I mean,
No.
do we want to, like, we could, maybe it's helpful just to validate, like, there are cases, like, maybe we could
Okay.
go to, yeah, let's just go see what the cases are and see, because they should pop up, like, according what's in the screen, we should see urgent cancellation of whitewater rafting rush and then upcoming reservation. There's two, it looks like,
Yep.
right? They're there, right? We're seeing them. So what changed with that agent that in the prompt now that it's not, you know, in the chat, it's not populating them because they're there. The data is there. So maybe we can figure out why.
Yeah, just now you
Why
click
is
on
that?
that agent. Now if you
Oh,
click on
click on the agent.
click here now. Now it's so just can I go? Here's the question.
No, it still doesn't show us, right? Ah, there we go.
There it goes.
Interesting.
But why?
And
You know, like,
no, sometimes right, we are facing some issue. So once we go into that particular object, then now if you are making a summary, right? If you want to make a summary, you can ask to make a summary about any particular case also. For example, give us a summary about case number 00001026, right? It will give a summary about it. So
yeah, but
it's happening.
I'm just kind of curious why it didn't work. Is it because we just needed to navigate to that you had, you know, gone to the case tab and you pulled, because he didn't click into either one of those cases.
Correct.
But it is not necessary to go into particular object thing, but sometimes it is happening in Edge. I have faced kind of issues many times. So, but it should not be the case, but it's happening.
Okay. Just it was hallucinating or something. Okay, cool. That's the
People are
next
able
step.
to ask other questions. Right?
Let's
For
blame
example,
it on, let's blame on Saturday morning.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's only it works differently on Saturday.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, that's the next step. Summarize the first case for me. That's pretty cool. Providing a lot of detail there. And all of these, I think for those who've been through this, all of these requests are doing different actions on that topic. You know, when you had selected all those actions, I think this is what these functions are doing.
All right. So in this case, it did not show up the related records, whereas in the instructions, it expects that there will be some booking records. So it could be
Yeah,
same thing. If I just navigate over here, I'm interested to see what happens if you just navigate over here. Okay, you have some booking records.
Cool.
So type it again.
No.
No, that does not show the bookings. Okay.
Interesting.
bookings, what is the relation? Is there bookings related to cases? Is there, or it's related to contact as well?
Let's take a look. Doesn't shows any related over here on the bookings, but should be related with the contact.
Mm.
Well, let's take Sophia. Related. 2 cases. Okay. Don't see
If
any book.
that's the case, what we
Yep.
can do means we go particular topic and we can add the instruction over there.
Okay.
Include what are the related listings needed, right? We can include those in the instruction. And if you're fetching it, it will come.
So do we want to do now for that? Or it's part of
Mm,
later sessions that the teams can do it in at their own pace?
Do you want to say, can you give me an overview of the contact and its related records? See if that changes something? I mean, you shouldn't need to ask that, right?
It gives related cases for the contact, but not the bookings, basically. Okay, let's
Yeah, interesting. Okay.
give me bookings. The bookings here. Bookings for contact Sophia. All right, there you go. Or the other, we got it, right? So that's good.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if the team really wanted to see for every time you outputted the overview of the contact that those related records, you just modify the action, right, to say always display the bookings related, type of thing,
Correct.
maybe. But I think we're seeing that can be some things that are different, slightly different.
All
Cool.
right, so this is the last request. Shows 19 of them. Yeah. 3 contacts in the state of Minnesota. That's fine. All right,
Cool.
good. So we're going to the next part, which is work with actions in Agent Builder. Set up.
Yeah, maybe when we go into Agent Builder, we can sort of see for that one question what the action is.
All right. So for everyone's benefit, I'm on this particular one. Okay. Good.
Good. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah, so look there. Interesting. Okay.
Enter the following prompt. So selecting actions.
Select action, right? That's the action that it's using.
Oh, okay.
I think those are all the ones that are available, I think, right?
So show me high-priority cases. That's what the user prompt is all about. Examine the
Mhm.
plan in the middle of the screen, which is these are all your actions.
Yeah.
So this is
And then
that.
so select action, that's a particular action that's doing this work, right? That's what
Correct.
it's determining to use select action.
Right. And then it's doing the query records. This is what you're querying. Find all the open cases with high priority, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And there's the ID
Okay.
for each case.
Right. And
All
then
of that.
so that's all. Okay, so enter the following prompt. Can you summarize the first case for me? So, all right, so these are so it's trying to show you, depending on, okay, so when you click on the prompt over here, and then it will show you what was the prompt over here, what are the instructions that were sent, the topic, and then what action came out and the output for that one, the input and the outputs.
Right.
Okay.
Different action there. Summarize record, right? The previous one was something select record or something like that.
Correct. Yes.
Cool. Let's take a look at that overview of a contact, and maybe we can take a look and see what this output is. Maybe those related records are there this time.
It summarizes, here's the summary of the first case that it's trying to showcase you. And that's what it is.
That's cool. The code view versus response view. That's cool.
Yep, yep. All right, so this is what it is. So that's our. Okay, and then the instruction is saying that this was the action that took place. Summarize the record.
Yeah.
All right. So next one, that is, can you give me the overview of the contact? So if we go back, enter.
Yeah. See if that related records comes in this view. I'm assuming it won't. But then at least we'll be able to see the action.
Yep. So overview of the contact.
Get record details.
That's the topic. That's the action, get record details. This was the input, this was the output, and this is the response of the agent. It says, here's the overview of the contact. All right.
But it doesn't show the related. So get record details, the same function, same action, same record ID on the left that we're sort of saying. It's just that it's the output's different. It's showing related cases, but not related records. Mailing address, and then it goes related records versus that one just has related cases. Can Could we open up in another tab and go find this action, get record details, and we can take a look at it?
Yeah.
I'm curious to see what it's doing. So I think if you go, you have to go out of Agent Builder,
Okay.
and then if you search for Agent Actions in search, there you go. And we want get record details. Yeah. See what that's doing. Okay, record details. So I think it's the input we know is the same, right? We saw the input is the same for both screen captions, but it has to be the output. Okay, yeah, maybe it's also in the instructions too. Generate the text block containing record details, including object fields and values and records from related lists. You would think that that would be there. Okay, so records, so the output is only record details, a text block containing record details, including object fields and values, records from the related list, and more. Interesting. Yeah, they don't really show what this is, the configuration is, because I wonder if it changed. I think it's showing show in conversation, which is interesting. But it does come out. So it's interesting. All right. I mean, there's nothing really here to see. Like it says related lists.
Yeah.
I mean, I wonder if we changed it to include all related records, you know, in the instructions or something, if that would change it. But I don't know. It's just interesting that it didn't meet what, you know, and it's fine.
It's also interesting to see this is not even assigned to the active agent just because it's a standard one. But it worked basically.
Yeah. Cool.
Interesting.
Yeah. Pretty simple action.
Yeah.
Anyways. Like you'd think it would say, okay, I want you to output these fields. You know, it's like if I was an agent that, you know, I want name, I want phone, I want these specific fields. And then under related records, I want these objects, you know, like I think if you were working this use case, you'd want it set it up right way. And then your action might be a little bit more detailed. So there would be the consistency of those things that the agent's really looking for, depending on the use case. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Good.
I think,
All right. So
that was it for Agentforce agents, that part of it. Awesome.
This summarizes this one.
Anybody have any questions? Everyone sort of keeping up with Jay as far as what he's building and all of that? Okay. So I know we're, 70 minutes in. Jay, you've been doing a lot of work. The next one that we had sort of suggested was doing exercise 2, which is extend with flows, creating a flow, which is kind of cool, sort of building flows and having the agent work with a flow. But, we could also want to take the temp of the group if, we want to keep cranking, working through this. Jay, if you want to keep sharing. What do we all think? Want to go? We could do that exercise. We could do a different one. Jay, you could keep sharing. What are your thoughts?
That's fine. I can share it since I was doing it.
You're a trooper, Jay. You're a trooper.
So we are doing
so the next one, flow actions, that seems kind of cool. When it's kind of fun, you're building a flow and all of that. Yeah,
Let's do it.
everyone psyched. Okay, cool.
Alright, so let's close this guy. This was good. Let's close this one.
Hey, just a side question for those who are very experienced in flows. My background comes from more marketing automation, marketing cloud. I know how to do some basic flows. Does anybody have any recommendations on a good set of exercises like this workshop just on flows? Is there a good resource for that? Like, here's 10, 20 flows that you should be building out. Does anybody have any resources for that? Okay. Curious. Okay, so yep, I launched from Trader. Yeah, so if we click that icon in the upper left-hand corner to create these resources. Does anybody know, I mean, I sort of understand what these resources are. These are fields that the flow is using, but does anybody have any particular explanation of what this is? Anybody who's a flow expert on this call? Jay, are you a flow expert?
Yeah, I've done a lot of flows as well, but these resources are nothing but basically think of this way, you're building blocks of a component within a flow. So in this case, I'm saying I need a variable, I need a constant or a formula. So your resources are basically nothing but your components that gets into the flow. So that's what it is. Does that help?
Why do you need to declare them? What? Because if you don't, then they're not. You're
So
just
think of
setting
it,
it's like a container. You're like
yeah,
setting
it's
a
like a
variable.
container. So like if you're writing Apex coding, right, you're declaring a variable to say, I want to capture the contact first name, last name, something like that. Though out of the
Thank you.
box, the flows, when you say, I want to get record for contact, it will create its own variables that you can use it, basically, right? Like a list variable. But if some cases, you have to declare the variables explicitly if you want to do some sort of computation or do some sort of if-then else
Got it.
statement and all that stuff.
Thank you. Thank
Okay.
you.
So in this case, we are saying we need contact ID.
Can I ask you a question when you get to that input output section? I'm just kind of curious about this.
So this tells
Okay.
the flow if I
Why?
want to use as an input into a step or I want to use as an output to a step. So it is giving the instructions to the flow, the flow engine to say, yes, I want this variable, which is nothing but this amount variable to be available as an input for other steps. So that's the guidance. Yeah.
It can't be both.
It can be both as well.
It can be. Okay.
Yes. Nothing stops.
you. If you're coding in Apex, do you have to designate a variable to be inputted or outputted? Like, I'm kind of curious from a coding standpoint. I've set variables in different coding, but I've never had to designate it as input only or output only.
In the Apex, to the best of my knowledge, no. I've written the Apex coding, Though I cannot call myself as an expert developer, but no, it's not there. There's nothing that says that it is available for input versus output. This is very specific to your flow.
In Apex,
Okay.
right? So, yes, if you're going to create an invocable Apex class, then that can be used in the agent tool. So there we'll be giving the parameters, right? So those parameters will consider as an input parameter. And what is the return type, right? That will be considered as the output. So we have to write an Apex class with the invocable method. So the parameter is considered as the input parameter, and return type will be the output.
Thank you.
Here in the flow also there are two types are there. So we have gone with the this flow, right? We are having another template is also there. Prompt builder template is also there. Here there we can even give our instruction also we can provide over there. That is also possible. So here you are creating a record and you will be iterating it. Similar way you can do there also.
A credit. Okay, so get this, you're creating an object. And then that contact ID is based on that contain. You put your on the left the container. Yeah, this part I'm confused with. That is your resource, right? That's the variable, the container that you've created for this.
Yep.
And that is assigned to the contact ID on the object.
Correct.
And
So
so on the left is your container, on the right is the object in Salesforce that you want to assign to that variable.
Correct. So this value contact ID, when the flow starts to kick, right, then it will collect all the data for contact ID, amount, or whatever's there, and then it will set the feed values for the credit.
Gotcha. So it's setting on for the credit on that contact field that's on the credit, it is populating it to based on the contact ID of the resource that you created that you're being pulled in from an input value.
Yes.
Got it. Now that I'm getting is that the flow is pulling input from someone is inputting that.
I think so, yes.
Okay.
I think that the way it is going, when it says create credit record, so I believe what will happen is in this particular flow, it will take the contact ID. It says, all right, I want to create a credit record. Please help me to create a credit record for J, and the amount or whatever it is there basically is $500,000 or 100K. And then it will create a credit record for him or create a credit record of $100. So it's like, I've gone to this particular coral resort and they want to, for whatever bad experience, they want to give me a credit of maybe $500. I think I've seen that example before. So this flow is helping to build that credit record.
Gotcha. Thank you.
So check manually assign.
Okay, what is this doing? That's what you're creating. You're creating the ID of the credit ID. You're creating that new ID. You're creating a credit. That's the ID of the credit.
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
So when I will be running, let's say this flow, it will take whoever the contact, Sophia, in this case, right, that we had our contact Sophia. And if I say the amount is $500, the system will take that as an input because that's how we did the contact ID and the amount as an input, right? And then it will create the credit record automatically for that amount, and it will give me back by saying, thumbs up, I created the credit ID, and it will give you the ID of that particular credit.
Got it.
Okay. All right.
And that's where when you're selecting object of credit, that's what you're, okay. And that's what you're outputting. You're outputting the credit ID because that's what you chose as an output. That's the
Correct.
output that's provided in the prompt that allows you to connect it. Okay, this was the credit that was just created. And then you can say, okay, I'm gonna look up for
Yes.
that credit and say, okay, it was for
Yes.
Sophia, it was this amount. Got it. Thank you.
Correct. Click activate. All right, good, beautiful, done. So we are going to the agent custom actions now. So we got our flow, set it up.
I love flows. I'm new to them. I love creating journeys in Journey Builder. I know journeys are basically flows,
Yeah,
but flows there's so much. Oh my God, it's massive.
it is. And they have
So much
improved
you
a
can
lot.
do.
All right, so let's create a new agent action, reference action type. So now we are saying, all right, we are going to use a flow. And then the reference action is our issue resort credit. All right. Keep the default, next. All right, so here we go. Agent action. Inputs is amount, the amount of the resort, okay. Leave the default instructions, okay. Issue a resort credit for a contact, that's this. Check the required input for both amounts and contact ID, okay.
Question for you, Jay. So amount and contact ID there on the left, those have to align to those resources in your flow, right?
Yes.
That's the variable that you're inputting. Those have to
Correct.
be the same syntax.
Yes. So we got those two as required fields done. And then we'll say click finish. Enable the show in conversation setting for at least one output. Oh, okay. What is the show? Oh, yeah. Check the show in conversation. All right, so this is the output that we'll get, basically. And then we say finish. So that was our action. Now you go into agents. Open in the builder. Okay. And click deactivate this agent. Okay. In the topic sidebar, click the customer service assistance topic. This topic's actions.
I think the action is there.
No, go into that library, add library.
Add library. Anand, where is the add library?
Click on that new, click on the new.
Ah, okay, got it.
Libraries.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And then check finish. So all we are doing is we are assigning the action to our agent. That was done. And then in the conversation preview panel, give our testing. This is what we do for testing. So it should give us the ID now of that particular credit. If everything goes well. The credit has been successfully issued. So this was the prompt that we said. that is the action topic that was done. Identify record by name. So Sophia and all that stuff. Action was to issue the resort credit. And yes, so we gave two inputs. That was the flow, amount and the credit contact ID using our prompt. $100 is the amount and Sophia was the name. And then we got the output, which is the credit ID.
Yeah, can we go take a look at that credit and go see what it looks like?
I don't know if this was a testing or it should be there. Yes.
It will. It
It'll
should be,
there.
yeah.
Yeah. So we are in the
Mhm.
contact record, and I believe we need to add that to
Go into
our,
It
detail.
may not be in the page layout.
yeah, it's not there in the page layouts.
Go to detail tab.
Mm,
No, it's a related record, right? It's not there in our page layouts over here.
I don't think so, no. But I've had to add it. It'd be cool just to add it, go through that exercise.
Let's see if this does. Sure. Sorry.
Yeah, I think if we just paste it over that contact ID, it'll work.
Sure. Oh yeah. So, okay, so it replaces the object as well. Okay, yep. So this is what it is,
Oh.
and shows. Yep.
Nothing. Jay, so Jay, can we do two things on this? I know it's sort of not necessarily related to Agent Builder, but can we update this page layout so it actually outputs the contact and the amount? And then can we add it to the related, for the contact fields, can we add that to the related list? I think it's kind of helpful just to walk through that.
Will do. Let's see if I have.
Okay, so you're doing it through page setup. Interesting. You're not even going into setup. You're going into the page itself. Cool. Interesting.
But we'll do to the page layout as well. The related, we'll add it to the contacts list as well.
Okay.
Okay, you know what? I'm going to do the contacts pieces. This will be easy, much faster.
Cool.
Right. Sometimes it takes a little time for that to show up. While we're here, let's add the contact as well.
The amount would be great.
Oh, it does not show, so it's just a field. Let's see. Ah, here we go. So details of the system. Contact. Amounts.
Cool.
Yeah, let's try to see it.
Thank you. Thank you.
So we got the credit related to
Cool.
Sophia. And if I go into my
Yeah.
record and I shoot details, and as I said, sometimes it takes time
Sometimes it just takes a second. Hmm.
to show up on the fields.
Why is that?
Sometimes I've seen both ways. You have to even log out and log in again for some, I don't know, maybe it's the cache.
Interesting.
If this was 20 years
Yeah.
back, I would have said it's a database cache issue.
If
Yes.
you want to go, you can go with the side we are having that launcher is there, right?
This one?
Below that, below that, there's some small arrow is there, right? Near to that new opportunity.
Near the opportunity.
New opportunity, the button is there, right? All the way.
Yeah, got it. Yes. Okay.
Click on that. Click on near to that icon is there, right? The arrow is there, right? At the end edge.
The
Yeah.
development data, the arrow on the, yes.
one.
No, you were
Yeah.
just about, go down a little bit. On the right, on the right. Yeah.
This one. Ah,
Yes.
You can
Yes,
see
show
the
all
data.
the data. You can click on it.
Yeah,
Show
show all the
all.
data and
okay,
see
okay.
it there. That's what he mean to say.
okay.
Next
Inspector.
here, the value is there, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
It's already shown, right?
Yeah.
Don't
You-
filter. No, just to remove that search, right? Yeah, here top first one is there. The $100 is there.
Correct.
Right? First one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
$100.
Top it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's good to know. The cool view. That's called the inspector.
Yeah, that's called the plugin inspector.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
This is the plugin.
Yeah, Salesforce inspector.
Yeah, I've seen that before. Didn't know how to get there. Awesome. That's helpful.
All right, so that was our way of building the flow and calling our agent to give a credit.
Awesome, Jay. Amazing work. Holy cow.
Thank you.
Made some amazing progress. So, I mean, the next thing that we were going to tackle was the service agents, which there's like 3 separate, it's pretty complex. I actually ran into a problem with the documentation on this. I had to find another trailhead to make it work because they didn't put in all the different flows in the org yet actually create them. So I think we'll save that for the next session next Saturday. But this was fantastic. I learned a ton on flows, on inspector, a bunch of stuff. This is incredibly helpful for me. Jay, thank you so much for leading the whole thing. That was amazing.
No worries.
Nice work. Yeah, excellent. Any questions from anybody on the chat? Jay, any thoughts from you as far as, you know, what you've, it sounds like you've probably been through this before as
Yes.
far as using Agentforce and all of that.
I have done some training sessions, and actually some of the things that early on back in November I did, and it was, or maybe December first week, and it was even more detailed. And of course, since then, Salesforce has been matured in every day. Let's put this way: every day there's something new with the Agentforce or something that's coming up, and they have improvised the way all these trainings and the exercises have been happening. One thing that I will definitely, so this was excellent, amazing, basically. But one thing I would like to hear, which I've been hearing a little bit here and there, is the licensing cost. How is the cost getting applied to my end customers? So, and that has been a little bit of a, to me personally, a little bit challenge. And though I didn't get a chance to get into that side of the world to guide my customers, but that's the ask that has been coming back from our customers to say, all right, Jay, this is all great, but tell me how it is going to knock off my my bank account. But technology-wise, this is amazing. This is great.
Jay, we're all on the same boat. So we have been in many discussions about this. And then, as you're all aware, we're planning for the Agentforce series for fundamentals, a 7-part series. We also thought about this topic, pricing and consumption models.
Yes.
So this is a hard topic for anybody to share as well, even the Salesforce team. So this is something which we are thinking of including, and then it's challenging for us to limit the kind of information that can be shared as well. But definitely we're going to have the experts join in on the Ask Me Anything panel, which is on 11th of February. You can share, you can post all your questions there. So somebody from the Salesforce might give more details. So all of us, the speakers and rest of us, we do have some information, but it's always good to get the information directly from the Salesforce team. That's where we are hoping to get more information.
Wonderful. We'll definitely do that.
This been a greater discussion actually. So not
Definitely.
only in this forum, but in many other forums we have the same discussion going on. But none of us know exactly what is the pricing model, because this is constantly evolving, and then so many things are dynamic as of now. So we're yet to know more details on this.
Nope. I'm pretty sure it's a very complex topic, and yes, a lot of people are learning at the same time. Good, but
And
this was great.
Yeah,
all of
great session, Tim and Jay. Thank you very
Yeah.
much for coming up front and sharing doing the build live.
No, thanks to both of you. It's been thank you for spending your time Saturday morning and the commitment basically towards the, let's put this way, not only on the Salesforce side, but also on the professional side of the world. So really appreciate that.
Thank you, and thank you everyone for joining
Thanks.
this session on the Saturday morning.
Yeah. Thanks.
Thank you.
And we'll catch up again next Saturday. Saturday, we will publish the link so we can continue further use cases on the same.
Sounds good.
Thanks everyone. Thanks, Tim. Bye. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.